I can't believe it, we're getting signed, Foreign said semi quietly to Dusk and Luna, as Gus led them to a room. The room appeared to be a printing room, as a large printer rested on the wooden desk next to some chairs. Me neat either, Luna whispered back. Alright girls, the contract's all ready, Dusk said. Gus said, as the printer made a few noises, before printing out numerous sheets of paper with the word contract written on it in big bold letters across the top. This has to be the most unique place I've ever signed a record deal, Dusk commented, right at the top of the printer. Actually, I signed the band at a Taco Bell once, and it was quite unique, Gus informed. They were a great band with a very professional homemade style of music. Were? Dusk then notices Gus's odd word choice. Yes, it was quite a shame they broke up. Gus shook his head. That would never happen to us, Thorn reassured him. Dusk and I have been friends since childhood, and we've known Luna for years. So, were they? Gus somberly said, which made Thorn's heart sink a little. But you girls seem like quite a tight-knit group for them. One of them got into a disagreement with the other two and quit. And then it was all over. I would recommend is always value your close friendship over the success of the band. Never let it get a band or stress come over before you ones you care about the most. If you do that, you'll be fine. Okay, good, Thorn nodded, feeling much better now. None of us would ever do that. Do you want a chance to read over this whole thing, Thorn? Dusk asked. I just skimmed it. Of course I do. Thorn then took the contract from Dusk. These are the terms that you'll have to abide by for possibility of your entire careers. I could take a few minutes to read over it. Thorn took 20 minutes to read the contract. Reading over every line and make sure that each term was agreed to her. This looks good to me, she finally said. You want to look at it, Luna? Absolutely. Luna then picked up the contract as Thorn handed to her. Sorry we're taking so long. I'd expect nothing less. You girls are essentially making the best big moves this far in your careers, and I also want you to take as much time as you need, Gus affirmed. Okay, everything looks good to me, Luna inquired for a few more seconds of silence. What's the line about making our first 2 albums under your thought? Ah, yes, we're just agreeing that you won't sign a contract without a second company until you've made 2 albums with us. I can't see why you'd ever try to move another record company, though. Decade Records is the best of the best, Gus bragged. I don't have a problem with that, Thorn shrugged. Yeah, that's fine by me, Dusk replied. Me too, Luna meekly added. Are we ready to sign then? Thorn gasped. She couldn't believe the moment she waited for this day to start the band was finally here. Hell yeah, we are. Where's a pen? Dusk inquired. Right here. Gus picked up a purple pen from the desk next to the printer and handed it to the blonde. Dusk quickly scribbled her signature before handing it to Thorn. Thorn methodically wrote her signature in fancy, pretty-looking letters before handing it to Luna. Luna was somewhere in between the speed of her 2 friends when signing the contract. Not as sloppily as Dusk, but also not as thoughtful as Thorn. Guys, we just signed our first contract, Thorn stated. Did just enough for it to resonate a little. I can't believe we're just making our first step in our careers, Luna gasped. Well, believe it, girls, because you made it such a best decision of your life made after only performing around Oakhaven for so long. Now our music is going to be heard by the entire country, possibly the entire world, Gus informed. Holy shit, Dusk said in awe, before realizing it was in a formal setting. I mean, that's freaking incredible. No need to apologize, girls. Say whatever you feel, write whatever you feel, and dream about whatever you feel, Gus said, as he motioned the girls to come back to his office. You girls have a very unique style of music, and I hate to stifle a bit by requiring you to abide your fair social formalities. As Thorn, Dusk, and Luna were about to go back to Gus's office with him, They notice a man walking towards them from another direction. The man's eye seems to have fixated on Thorn's guitar. Ah! You girls still use instruments? The man laughed. Yeah, what the hell else we would use? Dusk snapped. Wow, utterly lethargic. Well, let me bring you girls into the current century. All I can get are the sounds from any instrument with a computer, and it sounds more amazing than any old school instrument does. The man acted as if they were educating the free, also saying instrument in a very mocking way, as if it was a dirty word. Without even asking, the man barged into Gus's office and began using the computer on his desk. You don't mind if I use this, do you, Gus? The man asked in a conceding way. Well, if you're already using it, Jeff. Gus rolled his eyes. Well, just take a listen to this, Jeff smirked as he rapidly pressed several buttons on the computer. The computer started to make a bunch of electronic noises that vaguely sounded like a dancey beat, with the heavy bass coming from the speakers. That was literally the stupidest thing I've ever heard, Dusk scoffed. All you did was just made a bunch of random electronic sound effects. Yeah, but I made them all happen at the same time, Jeff bragged. Jeff, do you mind? I'm quite busy right now trying to finish up signing these girls. Gus's tone grew incredibly impatient. Oh, I'm quite sorry, Jeff sincerely said. I'll leave you to your instruments. I'm sorry about Jeff, Gus apologized, before Jeff even finally shut the door. He's one of our popular musicians, but he's excuse my French, a narcissistic asshole. It's fine, Thorn assured. Yeah, it's not your fault that asswipe is a jackass, Dusk swore. Asswipe is a jackass. Very interesting phase, Gus muttered to himself, before raising his voice in a normal. Anyway, if it works for all your schedules, I would love to meet you guys again next week, starting your album. How does Thursday at 10 a.m. work? Works fine for us, Thorn agreed, as the two girls nodded in confirmation. Excellent. I will see you girls in my office next Thursday at 10. Then, not a minute later, Gus instructed. Sounds wonderful, Luna smiled. Thank you so much for everything, Thorn added, as she shook Gus's hand. Yeah, we're looking forward to working with you, Gus said, as she too shook Gus's hand. I'm looking forward to working with you ladies too, Gus replied. Safe drive. Ah, shit. We forgot about our car breaking down. Do you know where your daughter is at? Dusk inquired. I'm not sure. She should be around. Gus thought for a moment before giving his response. Footsteps could be heard down the hall, getting closer and closer every second. A familiar face peeked from the doorframe of the office. All done with the girls, Dad? Bridget inquired. Yes, it seems that their car broke down. So you could just give them a ride home? Gus asked. Yeah, in fact, I already offered, Bridget informed. Magnificent, Gus exclaimed. I'll see you tomorrow morning at work, and I'll see the girls next Thursday. Bye, Dusk waved. Thanks again, Thorn chimed in. Well, it does sound like it went well, Bridget interfered, once they were far enough away from the earshot of the father. It was so amazing as it possibly could have, Thorn shared. We got signed, and he's going to help us put out our first album. Oh my gosh, that's incredible, Bridget exclaimed. Congrats, you girls must be excited. Yeah, I never thought we'd be so lucky enough to get signed for the first time as meeting him, Dusk stated. Well, it must have had a little something to do with the necklace I gave you. Bridget then looked at Dusk's neck, which still had the see-through crystal jewelry around her neck. Dusk looked at their necklace too, looking as if she forgot she was wearing it. Oh yeah, I guess this thing is kinda lucky. That is cool. I'm so freaking proud to be a fan of you girls. What other band they could ever sign for on their first meeting with a record company? Bridget smiled. Well, I'm sure lots of other bands have, but thanks anyway, Thorn lightly giggled. You work for your dad? Dusk then changed the subject for a moment, as the girls got into Bridget's car. She had quite a nice vehicle, a red shiny convertible that currently had its up-down. Thorn assumed that it was Bridget's family was likely rich, being in the record business and all. Bridget chirped. I'm his office assistant, I help him out with various paperwork and different projects. It pays the bills. Speaking of bills, we're gonna have to need to find a way to pay our car repair bill once we get it towed, Luna said to Foreign and Dusk. We're never gonna be able to afford this, Foreign sighed. Unless, Luna started. She didn't have to finish her sentence, because for the other two were thinking what she was saying. Oh God, Luna. Not right when we just signed. We need more time for music than ever now, Foreign argued. Right, Dusk? I think I'm with Luna on this one. It'll be only a little while until we get famous, but I'm sure your dad will be able to open it. And Luna's probably would too, Dusk suggested. I could find something somewhere else. I guess you're right, Foreign sighed. I don't want to, though. Find what? Bridget asked. What are you girls talking about? Well, Bridget, if we could ever afford our car repair, I think we're gonna need second jobs, Foreign sombly revealed.